Hey everybody, it's Austin Ward for Lettermen Row, another BuckIQ with the legendary Beanie Wells. You know we're talking running backs if we have Beanie in here. And I think these first two games, you look at Ohio State, Beanie, seems like pretty successful start for both of these guys, Mike Weber and J.K. Dobbins.
Oh, no doubt about it. I mean, these guys are both getting comfortable within the offense. We're seeing a healthy Mike Weber. I'm loving everything that I'm seeing from him. J.K. Dobbins is being J.K. I think the big tough task is going to be, how do you decipher which guy to give the ball to at any given time?
What have you thought? We've talked about that a lot here at Lettermen Row, Beanie. What have you thought about the breakdown with carries? Would you be happy with this sort of setup?
I personally wouldn't be. I like to be the guy, but I like what they're doing in terms of giving these guys a series to get comfortable and to get a rhythm of the game. It's a tough deal when you got two very good running backs, but I think the way that they're utilizing them, I think it's pretty fair.
Yeah. Sometimes they appear on the field together. We've got that to break down on BuckIQ, so let's just go ahead and roll the film.
Maintain grasp. Another handoff, and Weber is loose inside the 30-yard line. Gets a block from the receiver. He's gone. Touchdown, Ohio State.
So, Beanie, this is early in the year. We've got Mike Weber in the backfield against Oregon State. Maybe not the toughest competition, but this looks like some of that potential that you've been talking about all offseason.
Oh, no question about it. I mean, you watch him first make the guy miss and breaking that arm tackle right there. And then him running his track and obviously getting on. And we're seeing a speed take over for Mike Weber. And I think that's something that I've been impressed about. I know you have.
Yeah.
Is seeing his ability to be able to separate from defenders. And I think he's gotten healthy. And he's gotten a lot better at that.
Every time that you and I have talked, you've pointed out the guys blocking up front. I wonder what it means to you when you have a wide receiver down here and Ben Victor running the field and throwing some blocks down the field.
You're rarely ever going to see running backs have these big runs without seeing these guys, these wide receivers, downfield blocking, guys getting to the second level and blocking. Those are the things that, spring these big runs and make it a whole lot easier on a running back.
In the field at a time. And here's Weber heading for the end zone again. Touchdown, Ohio State.
But he wasn't done against Oregon State. He finished with 4 on the day, and this one comes in a little bit different capacity for Mike Weber. It's a little bit of that pop pass that Ohio State hasn't shown for a while.
I just love the shovel pass, and what I love even more about it is look at who his lead blocker is. Granted, he doesn't have anybody to really block, but he would. He would have certainly. And he would have definitely cleaned him up. But I just love the fact when you get both of these guys on the football field together, that there's just a big play waiting to happen. You don't know which one is going to come from.
Did you think, Beanie, that we would see that this year? We only saw it, I think, one time in the Cotton Bowl. People were kind of clamoring to put these guys out there. Now, they're not lined up side by side in the backfield. As you go back to the start of the play, Mike is coming in motion. That's maybe a little bit different for a true running back. But this is a look that gives the defense a lot to think about.
It scares you because you got two different guys back there that you have to key in on and worry about. And both of those guys are phenomenal when they get the ball in their hands and can do so many incredible things. It's a scary sight for any defense to have to worry about 2 or 25.
And it looks pretty easy as he gets around the corner. Mike Weber finished with 4 touchdowns there against Oregon State.
Weber, big hole. And Weber shedding tackles down to the 35.
Moving on, it wasn't quite as great of a scoring day for Mike Weber against Rutgers last week, but this, to me, was another interesting play that kind of shows what this new look, if you want to call it that, running game can do, especially with a lot of eye candy there in the backfield.
So the long runs and all that are great, but this is who Mike Weber is. A physical runner, a bruiser, a guy that can get between the tackles, get his shoulder squares to the line of scrimmage, and punish defenders. Look at this. It's not one guy that's going to bring him down on the first try.
Right.
And that's what I love. I mean, I love that he's a guy that has that refuse to go down mentality. The guy that's going to break tackles. And then you look at the offensive line here. I mean, look at those guys do an incredible job opening lanes. He's 4 or 3 yards down the field before he even gets touched and has to make a decision on where he's going to go.
Tell me what the value is here, this action, this jet sweep action. They're not giving it to KJ Hill. What does this do, and how does that help a running back?
It's so critical to have guys and other threats on your offense. And play calling, especially in different variations. I mean, you have to worry about this. I mean, we just watched the shovel pass where Mike Weber just got the ball and scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
And you have to hone in on certain guys because you don't know where the ball is going to be. That's what the unique thing with this Ohio State offense. They have a bunch of different athletes. The coaches use a bunch of different variations to give these guys touches, and it makes you really wonder, okay, where's the ball going on any given play?
Yeah, these Oregon State and Rutgers defenses are not going to be the best that Ohio State faces by any stretch this year, but Mike Weber and J.K. Dobbins have it rolling early. Ohio State has a couple wins, a big test on Saturday night. You know that Beanie Wells will be watching. I'll be down there for Lettermen Row in Dallas. Looking forward to that, and we'll be back with more BuckIQ. For Beanie Wells, I'm Austin Ward. We'll see you next time.